Hey guys, and welcome to Illogical's Academy. Today we're going to be looking at Long War of the Chosen and something specific that I want to talk about. This is what your screen hopefully looks like after completing Gatecrasher, having no injuries. And we're going to be looking at what I look for in soldiers when I'm assigning ranks. I am using a mod called Commander's Choice, which lets me choose what I want my soldiers to be from the get-go. I think it's a very good mod, and I kind of wish it was a second wave option in the base game for XCOM 2 and Long War 2 and Long War of the Chosen. Now, these are my suggestions. This is not set in stone. You may have a different way of playing after you get experience, but if you're new to Long War of the Chosen, this is what I would initially look for when assigning my roles. We have 8 classes that we're going to be talking about and 3 hero classes. So I'm ignoring the hero classes for this situation specifically, and we're looking just at the base classes. These are going to be the Assault, Grenadier, Gunner, Ranger, Sharpshooter, Shinobi, Specialist, Technical. Now, in Long War of the Chosen, since you start with a hero class, we're only going to be assigning 7 of these roles. The most important roles, I think, go to the Shinobi and Specialist. For Specialist, it's typically the one I'm going to look at first, as it has one stat that the others really do not rely on more than any other class, and that's going to be this hack stat here. So Doobies has decent mobility at 14, with the average being 15, 9 hack, which is higher than average, and 71 aim. I look at this character and I say Specialist, but this specifically is going to be an Overwatch Specialist. The high aim is going to add the bonuses there. You're not going to get as many penalties. You're going to be able to hit shots upon revealing. And so to begin with, I'm going to immediately go Commander's Choice, Specialist. Now, the second character that I'm going to look for is my Shinobi. That's going to be our stealth character. I'm looking for a 16 plus mobility character with 64 aim or higher. I want them to be able to hit their sword swings. So if we look at our current people that we can upgrade, we have Sandman at 17 mobility, but 59 aim. This is kind of unacceptable and will be used for someone else. Since we have no one else at 16 mobility, I'm going to look for like 15 mobility and 64 to 66 aim. That's going to be Emily or the Tones, is really what it's looking like. Blaze also could fit that category. But I'm going to choose between Emily and the Tones. Emily's at 3 HP, 8 dodge, where the Tones is at 3 HP, 20 dodge. Dodge is going to have a chance of reducing the hit they take down a level. So a hit becomes a graze becomes a miss. For this situation, we're going to take the Tones. Looks like a fine Shinobi choice. Doesn't have all the mobility, but we can modify that through PCSs later. My third class is typically going to be the Ranger. I am a big fan, not everyone is, but I think Rangers are a very solid choice. Now, they don't have to have the highest aim to begin with, but I am looking for someone with over 66 aim, and in this case, that's going to be probably Blaze or Emily here. Now, since their dodge is the same, mobility the same, it comes down to just will. Emily has higher will. She's going to be able to run more missions, so we're going to make her the Ranger. Now, when you have over 70 aim, and typically, I would say 3 HP, low mobility, you're going to have a Sharpshooter. But Phantom here has 70 aim, 5 HP, 14 mobility, and 10 dodge. This is a very good gunner. Gunners, I like to have a decent bit of mobility, a decent bit of health, and a decent aim. Maybe not as high as 70, but that's kind of where I'm leaning with Phantom at this point. Silent, for assaults also, I'm looking for mobility and aim, but not necessarily aim. And I say that because there's 2 ways to build assaults. You can do them with close and personal, where aim is almost out of the question. You're going to be very close. You're going to be able to hit that shot. Or if you're building it as a stun assault, which is one of my favorite builds, then I'm looking more for the aim so I can be further away controlling the battlefield. Sandman here has 17 mobility, 5 health, and 59 aim. This immediately tells me technical. Most of my technicals are built to be a flamethrower technical, so I want to get them up close and personal, and the mobility is great for that. Flamethrower also has the added advantage of not relying on aim to do damage. It is a area of effect that you get to target. It's a very, very powerful tool. So let's get him out of the way and make him a technical. So now we have 3 classes left, and we need an Assault, Grenadier, Gunner, Sharpshooter. Phantom has the aim, and we can make him a powerful Sharpshooter. I'm still holding off on that decision, though. But let's take a look maybe at getting an Assault or a Grenadier. Silent Bob having 15 mobility and 60 aim being on the low side, kind of has me leaning towards that assault. And assaults are a very strong class, either way you build them. One for a almost guaranteed kill, especially if you build them crit, or two for control with stun. So now we have a decision to make. Grenadier, Gunner, Sharpshooter. One of these is probably going to become our Haven Advisor, and the other one is going to be on the second cycle of soldiers we promote through our first missions. So we need to make some choices here. I like to make the Gunner a Haven Advisor early on. Suppression is very strong. They can do a lot of damage with a 4 to 6 with their base weapon. But I don't know if that's going to be necessary here. Looking at these two, though, I see decent mobility, good dodge, decent health, except on Blaze. Blaze is a little lower on the health, which may lean towards putting him as a Haven Advisor. On a Gunner, they'll get the additional ablative as they level up. I think we take Phantom and we make him a Sharpshooter. My Sharpshooters, I'm looking for 70 aim. That's really the base stat I want. The health is an added bonus there. And so the other thought is think about how you're going to be doing your early missions and what you want to level up. If you have more reliance on Grenadier, I would say this last one could become a Grenadier. If you want more reliance on the Gunner, make this last one a Gunner. In my specific case, since you do have 67 aim and 15 mobility, we are going to go with the Gunner choice here. Grenadiers, you kind of want high mobility. You don't really need the aim, and since the aim is so high, we're going to be taking that Gunner to begin with. I hope this is just some insight on how I'm building my characters, what I'm looking for. Maybe you can learn something. Again, this is not set in stone. As your playstyle evolves, as you learn about the game, you probably may have different requirements on what the soldiers you bring. And a lot of that just comes from experience and from other players as well. So don't be afraid to look around for additional information. But thank you guys for joining me for Illogical's Academy. Hopefully we'll have more episodes soon, and hope you have a great day.